Okay, hi guys, welcome to Kerbal Space Program Live. We are going to set up our usual save game. We are streaming on a Tuesday night this week. We will also be streaming on our usual Friday night slot, but I thought we could fit in an impromptu Tuesday night Kerbal Space Program session. So here we are in our modded Kerbal Space Program save game. Our first mission for today is going to be to put up a satellite. It's going to be a test of a satellite deployment system so that we can try and get some satellites running so that we can do some more unmanned missions. This is the first time that I will be trying to put some satellites in orbit. Well, that's not strictly true. I have tried a couple of times in sandbox mode, but never at this early stage in the career. We really haven't unlocked a huge amount of parts. In our last live stream we did unlock the basic solar panels and the batteries and everything, so we now do have the parts that we need for a satellite and an unmanned satellite. So we are going to give that a try. we go. That's a bit better. What do we think? Here's our Sat-1 launch. It's a massive rocket to get a very small satellite into orbit, but you can never have too much thrust, you can never have too much fuel. So let's put this thing on the launch pad and see where we go, shall we? Okay, the sun is up, we are on the launch pad. This is the Sat-1 rocket, and Hudzor Kerbin is in the pilot's seats. Give us a wave, Hudzor. I bet he doesn't. He always waves when we're talking about him, but today I don't think he's going to. But there you go, Hudzor Kerbin looking rather smug with himself, being picked for our satellite launch mission. So we get our SAS on, we get our throttle up. We will put it to 100% because our liquid fuel boosters, our liquid fuel, oh dear, our liquid fuel boosters are not going to fire on the launch pad. They're going to fire higher up. So throttle is up, SAS is on. This is the launch of Sat-1, our first attempt at putting a satellite in orbit around Kerbin. And we are ready for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. We have a relatively respectable speed liftoff. Possibly a little bit slow, but I think we're going to be okay. Okay, coming up on 25,000 meters, we are low on fuel. Come on, get above about 75,000 before the fuel runs out. There we go, 76,000, that's good enough for me. Let's get down flat. As I say, these are only going to be temporary satellites if we get these up, I think. If we were going for like a geosynchronous orbit, we'd probably need a lot more fuel to get these things up to their orbits, but I'm probably going to have 4 or so of these communicating with each other in a lower orbit. Okay, let's get ourselves lined up. We need a 35-second burn. I don't think we've got enough fuel for 35 seconds on this stage, but we might have on the intermediate stage. As always, 35-second burn. We're going to burn at T minus half of that. So what's that? 15, 17, 18 seconds. T minus, let's say 18. T minus 18 seconds, and we will start this burn to secure us in orbit. 3, 2, no, miscounted that, but never mind, there you go. I can count me. Yeah, nowhere near enough fuel here, but dump that, fire that. Is that going to be enough? Ooh. Okay, so we should have started the burn earlier. Let's just up that a little bit. I think we will get into orbit. We will be safe. We've got enough of a buffer there to get us into orbit. There we go. 500,000 meters. That'll come down a little bit. I'd like that to be under 500,000, I think, because I think we could probably triangulate 4 satellites. No, not the worst launch. I think we're going to be okay. We should see if we jump back in. Yeah, we're starting to gain height again now, so we are going to come back out of the atmosphere. This is coming down a little bit, but as soon as we get outside 70,000 we'll be okay. Then we can hopefully circularise this to put this satellite in position. How you doing, Hudzor? How you getting on? Flying this odd-looking contraption. Right, let's speed us up round to the apoapsis then. Okay, coming round to our apoapsis. Let's point ourselves prograde and then burn to get our periapsis up. Would be nice to get it to a roughly circular orbit at least. We might actually have enough fuel to do that, and then we can actually transfer the fuel. We can transfer the fuel from the satellite into this tank to deorbit Hudzor, so we might be okay. I have still got fuel in there, haven't I? Yeah, good. I haven't been inadvertently burning the satellite fuel as well. How far are we from that? 1 minute. Let's... Oops, 54... We'll burn at about, I don't know, 30 seconds. See how much fuel, see where our fuel gets us, I suppose, is probably the better way to phrase that. Here we go, ready? We are burning. Let's see how high we can get our periapsis. We're looking good, we're looking good. $504, 546. Well, not circular, but not the worst orbit I've ever seen. Oh, look at that! Teeny little bit of fuel left in there. Ideally we do need to make this a bit less elliptical. I didn't do a very good job of that. So let's go round to the apoapsis again. Whoops. Okay. Failed there a bit. Why do I not have control? Guys, why do I not have control? We have electrical charge. Problem. Oh, I'm still in accelerated time. Don't mind me, I'm just a professional. Right, okay, we'll do another quick orbit. And ideally we want our apoapsis and our periapsis to be roughly similar. Right, we'll do that a bit closer than we did last time, just to use up this last bit of fuel. Five, 4, 6. 546, 544. That'll do. That'll do. I'm happy with that. Right, how much fuel have we got left in here? Probably very, very little. 1.47. So let's transfer some of the fuel out of this satellite because it's probably not going to need much fuel in there. Okay, so we've got some fuel now to try and get Hudzor home. Hopefully it will be enough. Should be enough. In order to do that, we need to detach our satellite. But to do that, we first need to turn our satellite on. Out goes the antenna. On goes that dish. How's our electric doing? Not bad. Good, 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 good. Let's point this thing at the planet, I think. It's probably a good idea. Don't know if that's necessary or not, but in the interest of making things look realistic. That also means that solar panels are facing the sun, which is good. So this should now be... that's active. We need to set the target to mission control. Doesn't need a target, does it? That's omnidirectional, so we've got two forms of communication up and running. Hopefully, what I'm hoping we can do is use these omnidirectional antenna to communicate between satellites, and then use the dishes to communicate with Kerbin. Because this isn't a geosynchronous orbit, we're going to be swapping which satellite is actually communicating with the Space Centre at any one time, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll just have to see. But what we do need to do is get Hudzor home. Let's come where we can see our rocket. So we're going to detach from here. Pop! There it goes. Off goes the satellite. Let's just see if we've got control of our satellite. Ah. Well, no connection to send command on. You're connected to mission control and you are active. Oh, but we're out of range, so we can't do anything with that at the moment. So let's leave that doing its due, and we'll come back to that later. This looks somewhat ugly. Shame I can't decouple that. Hope that doesn't interfere with our parachutes. However, Hudzor, it's time to go home. Time to go home. British Kids TV reference there. Let's get you to the apoapsis. Point us retrograde. Point us retrograde. And now we have to be careful how we do this. We need to get him to about 40,000 meters, otherwise he'll burn up through deadly re-entry. Have we got control of this thing now? Yay, we got control. We have a working satellite, guys. And it is pointing at the Kerbal Space Centre. Awesome. Okay, our first satellite is in orbit. Now we need to get this thing back in onto dry land, or wetland, either way. Come on, where are you? Why is this doing this? Here we go, right. I have to zoom right in to see this thing. I think we may have judged this just right, actually, as far as deadly re-entry is concerned. This is going to be quite a gentle descent by the looks of it. A dark descent, but a gentle descent. Whoa! Ah, here we go. Right, we're getting some re-entry effects now. Let's see if anything blows up in our faces. Nope, nothing. And we're at 16,000 meters. Look at that. They have deployed. We're doing 6.4. We've got some fuel to slow us down. Not a lot though. Don't know how high we are. $200 meters. Okay, we'll save that then. $100 meters. Okay. We're down! There we go. Let's find out where we landed. Let's get some sunlight up here. Ta-da! Where are we? In the middle of the grasslands by the looks of it. Miles away from anywhere. But safe and sound. Safe as houses. While we're here, we might as well take a temperature report for some science points. We'll take a crew report for some science points. Out gets Hudsel, whoops, belly flops onto the grass. EVA report, okay, we've already picked up that one. Surface sample from here, 2.3 science, nothing to be sniffed at. Jump and grab, jump and grab. Jump and grab. No, he's not very good at this. He's Hudzor. Jump and grab. There we go, right. Board. Recover the vessel. Okay, so we picked up 6.4 science, which is handy, but more importantly, we have put a satellite into orbit. Now, the next question would be, how many satellites do we need to make this a feasible satellite network? Now, I don't know about you, but I think from there we could have a satellite. Oops, oh, that was stupid. Right, I'll tell you what, let's do it the other way around then. Hang on. We can see our apoapsis and our periapsis from here, so we don't need 4. We could get away with 3 if we had one. Can we do 3? 1 there and 1 over here or something like that. Yeah, we could do that. 1 there, 1 about there and 1 about there, providing they're on the same orbit. That would be doable. That would be a 3 satellite network, and at all times one of them would we have one of we would have one of them facing the Kerbal Space Center at all times, I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken. Someone feel free to correct me on my calculations there. Yeah, so I think we will probably have a go at that. I'll probably do is I'll do that off stream. I won't do that on the stream because you guys don't want to see me launch another 2 satellites in orbit. Unless you do, in which case, you know, by all means, guys, speak up if you want to see me put those other 2 satellites in orbit. I'm happy to do that on stream if you want me to see that. If you want to see me do that. Let's clear up now.